Hello, I'm Carrie and I'm back with another collective reading. And this time we're going to answer the question or just get some advice actually. I like to get advice because why not? Why not ask? Like, what do we need to know? What's going on? Can we get some encouragement? Um, and so that's the intention for this reading today. I just want to say thank you so much for liking, subscribing, watching, commenting, all of that. Okay, let's get started here. So I've already picked the cards, shuffled them, and took a look at them. And our advice is, well, it's kind of complicated. This is the deck I'm using, the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. So these messages are gonna have to do more with your heart and like from that perspective, let's say. But I wanted to get advice from the heart because I feel like the heart is one of the truest parts of ourselves. It can really tell us, like, it's not concerned about the outside world, like about, money and achievement or whatever. It's more concerned with your happiness. And so I wanted to use these cards to get more closer to, like, let's get some advice when it comes to our happiness and our joy. So starting out over here, we've got Listen and Love Abounds. That is the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups. I love this because, especially because it says listen, because like the High Priestess is all about our intuition, and it's about us listening to that inner voice within us that really talks to us and tells us the truth. Because I feel like there's so many other voices that we can listen to, and even when I do my work while I'm here, just out in the world doing my work, I can see that sometimes people are listening to voices of, let's say, the internet and what people tell them that they should be or do. I hear them listening to voices of their loved ones who are saying they should be or do these types of things. They're listening to strangers. Oh, why do you look like that? Why do you dress like that? Why do you talk like that? But they're listening to everybody but themselves, their inner selves. And this is what I see as our advice right now. It's like, pay attention to that inner intuition. And because it's being clarified by love abounds, it's like, listen to the things, the voices that are telling you the truth. Like the ones that are closer to your heart. They're closer, like they're actually speaking the truth. The ones that are saying that you are loved, you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are worthy. Like those voices. And it's so funny sometimes when you talk to people about that and you tell them that they are loved and they are worthy. They're like, get out of my face with that. I don't want to hear that. You are important. You are special. Like when you tell people that, they look at you like, okay, what's wrong with you? You're crazy. Whereas if you tell them, oh, look at your outfit today, you look terrible. Like if you tear people down, they seem to believe it more. Isn't that crazy? But if you say, oh my gosh, you're so loved, you're so appreciated, I feel like sometimes people push that away. And so I'm getting for the advice is listen to your inner voice, the one that tells you you're loved and appreciated and that you don't have to work hard to receive love or to be loved or to be worthy. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to exist, basically. But it's we're getting some advice from Spirit about us basically in our everyday actions to remember that we are loved. Remember that inner voice within us that remembers that we are worthy. All we have to do is exist. I love it. Then we have Just Breathe, Enjoy, and Stability. That is the Four of Swords. It's that resting card, Just Breathe. I don't know if you remember in the traditional tarot cards, but Four of Swords is a person just laying down. It's kind of like on a bed, resting after going through a lot, like after going through war, basically. And it's like, just breathe, and then that's being clarified by joy and stability. Also four. This is Four of Wands. That's the celebration card. So it's like you've gone through a lot in your life. There's no need to focus or worry about that. Just, be where you are right now. Rest in that and celebrate all the good things. That's really what I'm getting. I love this because this is like, here's the advice for how to be happy. Celebrate the good, understand the bad that you've gone through and why you're in this position and why you're, like, literally if you went through war while your body's kind of beat up and banged up. Understand, maybe your psyche could be a little beat up and banged up. Your confidence might not be as strong as it used to be. But if you remember where you came from, you understand why it's the way it is. Just breathe, contemplate, think, rest, and appreciate the good things that are in your life. Then we've got Balance and Blossom. That is Temperance and Judgment in the tarot. Oh, Temperance and judgment. It's so funny because temperance is always one of those cards that I don't always understand. But balance, when the word balance is put into it, that's how I really get it. Because it's like, it's bringing things back together, back in order. Things could have been out of balance in your life for a while. Like, I think sometimes, especially when we started out rough, like maybe you had a rough childhood or something, you may felt like you were at a disadvantage over all of those people, but you were slowly working your way back to becoming like a healed, a whole healed individual, and not like a fractured, hurt, sad individual, depressed individual, but coming back to center after you started out like way to the left, let's say. And because I'm seeing balance clarified by, or temperance being clarified by judgment, it's like this is something that is guaranteed to happen to you. To me, it is giving advice, but it's also kind of just saying, hey, understand that this world it works on a system of balance. Like that is one of the laws of nature. What goes up must come down. I don't know what the other sayings are, but it's basically like any energy that you put into the system is exactly what you're going to get out of the system. Your life may have started out rough, but understand that means that the other side of that, to balance the equation, it has to come out in a great and amazing positive way. And so it may, you may still be reeling from some of the side effects of having, the rough childhood or the rough situation happen to you. But always understanding and remember that there's going to be something positive coming on the other side out of that. But you do have to understand and remember that because just an example from my life, when I was going through the roughest part of my life, or some of the rough parts. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of rough parts. You just go up and down, up and down. But I was reflecting back one day on a rough patch of my life. And I remember seeing that even though I was going through it, there were all of these beautiful, amazing things that were happening at the same time. Like people were showing up who barely even knew me. They were showing up for me, helping me out in ways that, I truly and really needed. But at the time, I couldn't really appreciate it because I was in my feelings. I was really sad and depressed. And so I say that to say sometimes things are being balanced for us, but we can't even see what's happening because we are just in our own little world of being sad and depressed. And I can't say that I'm mad at myself for being sad at that times that I couldn't even see what was happening for me. But I'm glad that I remember what was happening because I can see now all of the people who showed up for me. I can see the beauty in that pain and sadness that I was going through. It's basically what I'm saying. So remember that it's always going to be balanced out. It's literally a law of the universe. It's going to be balanced out. But it has to be up to you to see and understand and seek that balance. Like you have to see it. You have to be open to seeing it and receiving it, basically. It's going to be there, but you got to see it too. And that's what I see when I see balance and blossom. Um, it's just, and then I'm looking back at this listen, the high priestess. Sometimes you need to see with your high priestess eyes to be able to see the positive that could come from something negative or sad or any little thing that happens in your life, even if it's a big thing. Understand there's going to be balance there. Balance. Don't forget, and look for it. Look to see it so you can remember and understand the laws of the universe. And then we've got trust and sacral chakra. Trust, that is the full 0 in the tarot cards. And sacral chakra, to me, I wouldn't count this as a major arcana card, but when I look at the sacral chakra and I think of sacral chakra energy, it's like that creative energy. But when I think of a person being in their creative energy, it is like literally their signature, like the way in which they put things together. It's like their thing. If a certain artist has painted a work by the way in which it was painted, because it's like, okay, this artist employs these types of techniques in this way. We know that this is their work because it looks like their work is their signature. Their work is their signature. And so that's what I'm saying here in trust and sacral chakra. It's literally like trust in yourself, trust in who you are, trust in your creativity, trust in your ideas. Like just trust, like you're able to go out in the world and be yourself, be fully yourself, because yourself is very special and important and unique and needed. And the advice is to trust yourself. So looking at this whole spread and this whole reading and just saying what it is that I I see here, just basically going back over it, it's like the advice for you is sorry, it just makes me so happy when I look at it as a bigger picture. It's basically you are loved, you are appreciated, you are important. All you need to do is understand that in life we do have ups and downs. Sometimes we're going to go through things that we don't like. It's okay. You can still be happy through those parts of life. I think that's somewhere something that I'm learning to understand and appreciate now. Like even though I'm going through the hard, tough times, I know that there's going to be something on the other side because balance and temperance, or because temperance and judgment, like it must be balanced. This is just how the universe works. I am worthy of being loved, and if I decide that I want to choose to pay attention to me being worthy, me being okay, me being successful, me being loved, rather than paying attention to all the negative things that I could be paying attention to, boom, my life is gonna be so much better because of the way that I'm looking at it, which is listen. And also just me being myself, being the person who I am, I'm able to trust in that. I love that. I don't know where my light went off. Okay. So that is your reading. That is the advice from the universe. It's basically letting you know how to live a joyful and happy life. I love it. Thank you all so much for watching, liking, subscribing. I will see you in the next one.